Ah, if we could only get smell on video.
It actually doesn't smell that bad.
She says it don't smell that bad, but I think the air is traveling a little bit.
Well, that I've done this so many times.
Yeah, your nose gets used to some of that. I can smell it pretty good right here. Yeah, try. I'm not thinking. I'm busy eating some pepperoni. Just, yeah, she's only left just what's left of the cord. She says she did everything's clean in there, but she's gonna get packed again. Whatever she can get out and get her packed. Then she's going out. A couple minutes ago, had one of the yearling heifers decide to come in the calf pen in here. They can make it, but it's work. Yeah, she found out that's not the thing to do. She had her head in the feeder, didn't even hear me come through the gate with a hot shot in my hand. She don't belong in there. I did a video earlier and I trashed it. It was good too. Except for a few screw ups. Number one has a couple of videos, I think, of yesterday. She says something about a calf being in a feeder this morning. But she also got something yesterday of me loading big bales. And if she can get those videos to me and if they'll upload without freezing, which they tend to do sometimes, I'll put that on here so you'll get to see those. It sprinkled earlier. Not enough to frickin' do anything, but the sun disappeared at 5 o'clock and then it came back out and it disappeared again about 7 and hasn't come back out since. So we will see what the day brings. I think we're going to try to get that thing together. Since we got someplace to run it now, just got to get the pump in and get it in. Maybe get you some video of that. I don't know if that's the same one or not. I wouldn't think she'd be back up here sniffing that hole already. We'll find out. If it is, she's not real bright. Might be her, though. Looked like she was down on her knees in the manure because she kind of slid through the gate on her knees. All these wild animals in here. So wild. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to cut it off. I don't know about cutting it off, kid, because gravity is your friend when it comes to those things coming out. I used to have one vet that she always said, hey, if it's hanging, don't cut it off. Last thing you want to do, it'll fall back in. Tie some knots in it, leave it hanging down a little bit, tie knots in it so it isn't dragging. And let gravity work. Well, she's pretty good at tying knots one-handed, eh? I know I'm not going to stick a hand in there and help her. You didn't, even with the gloves on part of the time, you'll smell that stuff for a week. Back to these wild critters again.
Well, that broke off.
Oh, then she broke it off. Oh, well.
No, it broke off with too many knots in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's enough right here for me to get knot in it.
Well, there ain't enough hanging to worry about putting the knot in, so just leave it. Pack her and you're done. She can go out.
Why don't you open the bowl, sis?
Yeah. Why don't I?
Because you have cleaner hands than I do right now.
Oh.
I'm being nice.
She's being nice. Giving me her clean hand.
Cleaner.
Cleaner hand. You notice how she puts that cleaner hand. And these are the last 4, so.
There should be 4 in there, right?
It better be.
5?
No. There's 6.
Oh.
I mean, I'm going to keep 2. I mean, I'm going to live dangerously. These look just like a bowl she put down her throat. Oh, then she's laying that hand. Oh, sure, she puts that crappy hand on the lid, and I got to handle the lid.
Backside's not crappy, thank you.
Then my hand gets stuck. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, look at this.
Look at that. Now she's gonna make those disappear. Not sure why we're gonna have 2 left, but of course I don't know how many come in a deal.
Because that was the used one when we got it. We had 2 now before. So we got that from the vet. We did.
We did? I didn't think you got stuff from them. I thought we got this in town. 50 boluses. So, okay, do the math. Yeah, guess what? If you use 4 every time, that's 2 left.
Oh. You push those back out again. I'm going to shove them back up there again.
Okay. Well, I'll say as soon as she gets done with that, she'll go right out with that bunch right there. And that bunch right there will have access to this feeder, so they'll all fit. Just a win-win. She doesn't have to go very far to get out. And if anybody wants a glove, got one right there. We'll let you have it.
We'll sign it for you.
Yeah, she'll even sign it. I'll go steal a Sharpie from her sister, so that I can throw it away when she's done. You can get the Sharpie with it too. All right, this is way too long. Get this any longer, I won't be able to put anything with it later. But hey, there's a calf that's going to be happy, and this is a good day to go out. Being overcast, it isn't too bad. I hate putting them out there when it's 90 degrees and the sun's beating down hard, because, you know, they're...
Dump this right here.
Sure. Or leave it. Yeah, dump it. So, anyway, their poor little noses will just be freaking burnt to a crisp, because they're not smart enough to go lay in the shade. Give them a few days and they figure it out. Now, I'm going to unlock her, and she's opening that, and we're done. Get you some more later. Hey, this is our rainy Sunday. Cows been migrating back and forth across that field up there today. Earlier they were where we couldn't see them from the yard, hiding behind some trees. I got a little bit this morning. I'll get you a little bit now. There's what it looks like. It's marked off on the wall. So this is 8 bales deep to right there. 4 high, but only in the main part. It's a hip roof with a lean-to on the back. This part, the trusses run all the way out, so it's a little taller to the back, but underneath the beam there, it's a little snug. One of those things I can almost get 4 high right here, but I can't. So 4 high happens after the beam. You know, I can do it. I tried on the other side against the wall, and I got it in there, and the top bale looked funny, and I backed up and looked, and I went, nope, it's coming back down. I don't want to break the roof out. And these are still going to get moved. I don't know if they'll all fit in the other barn, but get most of them out of here. At least out of this part. And then the next row. Nice thing with the skid steer is I can, even though there's a drop off here, I can sneak them over right against those, keep them tight. So we're 2 full rows, full length. There's 8 full there. And we half lap them for the top. So it starts a little from the wall there. 3x3s are a little more stable. They're a little solider. So going straight up with them a little farther isn't as bad. We still go 3 and then split it when we put them in here, just because we are on a slope. Of course, it leans towards you. And it'll be fun when I get to this part, because the way the ground drops off right outside, I'm good to set that row up. But the next row gets a little iffy. So I try to have the John Deere here to finish up, because it's a whole lot safer. It'll reach high enough to take the top bale off by itself, and with the skid steer I got to take 2 at once, because I just don't have the reach. And that one there's not in like I want it. It's leaning this way a little. So when I get this other stuff out of the way, I'll just put a bale on the front of the skid steer and give that a little nudge just to make sure. Some of these bales are soft. They still stacked all right. They all settle through the winter. Even the soft bales, middle of the winter, you don't know they were soft. Oh, that's pretty much what I wanted. And really need to do something that Dad and I talked about for years. Our weather comes from the southwest, and this thing's open to the south. We've got some old hay tarps. I want to say they're 43 by 43, just little ones. And I've got some small cable. And the plan was to run a cable pole to pole up there and hang tarp across the front and go from there. And let's see if we can see this. There's one of those white belly nests right there. There's also I think a starling nest right beside it on the beam. These white bellies are leaving a little nest on the ground. Not bad, but at least it's not out in the middle of everything where it counts. Oh yeah, and see, we used to do round bales and make haylage. Ag bags. We used a lot of those. We still have, I think there's a roll and a half left. We open the ends up, and they end up being, what, about 8 by 10 or so. When we did the haylage, we put 2 bales in a bag and sealed them. Bad thing we had was rodents or birds poke a hole in it, and you got 2 bales that are bad. I think the last year we did haylage, we dumped 50 or 60 bales that year. You open them up and you puke your guts out because it's rotten and stinks. All you can do is go dump it over the bank someplace. But this is way better than using Visqueen. It's 2 layers and they get tore up a little bit. But just that little bit right there, you'll never know it. There's a couple with bigger tears. It's still enough of a vapor barrier. And these are easy to handle. We fold them up, we just go flip, and flop, and drag the off on the side, and that's how we make that work. We did use Visqueen once. It worked all right the first year. The second year, it was so brittle that we were putting bales in, and the wind blew, there was big chunks of it blown away. So we got rid of that. Anyway, our Sunday hasn't been a whole lot. Did what needed to be done today. Had one really soft bale that we brought in last night. Fed that to the one bunch of cows. Was going to work on that irrigation traveler and got it moved where we could work on it. A couple other things done. And it's like, you know, I'm tired. I'm sore. It's a day that we can take part of a break. So number 1 just left. She's taking one of those old hay tarps home with her because her fiance's got about 6 bale wagon stacks sitting outside that he can't get in yet. And all they got's a cheap little junky tarp they just put on top. It doesn't cover the sides. And if it's actually going to rain, he needs to cover the sides, or there's no sense in putting the one on top. So, anywho, and I was telling you last night, everything's crammed in here. 135 with the scatter rake on it, a John Deere. Loader's up for a reason, there's stuff in front of it. Like any loader, it settles a little bit, but that one don't settle too bad, and it's high enough, it's gonna take it a week or 2 to settle. And yeah, she's wedged back in there just about against the pole. The bad thing about the big baler, it takes a lot of room. But yeah, she works. Still need to, I don't know. We've talked about sending it in for winter service and let them work on it in town and find whatever they think needs to get done. There's a few things I know that need it. I got a couple bearings that could get replaced. That kind of stuff. But anyway, I gotta say goodnight to y'all, or good afternoon. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.